So how do you know what you care most about when it comes to your world of work?
Yeah, I think it's so important for us to be able to identify what gives us energy, what gives us the kind of will to want to do things and to get excited about getting up every day. And in the career equation, the shorthand for that is passion.
Mm.
And there's lots of stuff around about like following your passion and that being really important. And we agree with that. But we have a couple of different ways of defining passion that we think you might find useful, that might be helpful for honing in on the kind of experiences you want in your work and the kind of work you want to do.
Absolutely. So when it comes to passion, of course, it can be driven by a love for something and an energy for a subject or a topic or an industry that you really, really care deeply about and you love. Maybe you're somebody who works in a gallery and you love that sort of curating beautiful art and stuff. So you're really passionate about storytelling when it comes to art. But it can also come from a place of being sort of inner passion that you really care deeply about the problems of the world that you want to be involved in and sort of integrated in, if you like, in terms of solving those things. So that can be anything from, I don't know, climate change, animal welfare.
Social justice.
Exactly.
Bad customer service.
Yeah, so you want to be thinking about this idea of passion is not just about living in utopia and, baking beautiful pink cakes all day. It can be stuff that really does energize you, motivate you, to care deeply about, for sure.
Yeah. And passion can also be about a way of being or doing. So you've got subject matters like travel, education, fashion, film, and that's all great and valid. And you might find that actually your passion is more about how you go about stuff. So for me, I always love learning new things and being on a sort of learning edge with new people and new ideas. That always gives me energy. So have a think about the behaviors and activities and spaces that give you energy. So you might, for example, love connecting people or solving tricky problems, and you'll find that what you like, you do over and over again in lots of different places and spaces. So what are some good ways to dig into finding out exactly what those are?
Well, I think one of the first things you can do is do a bit of reflection over your journey so far, if you like, about, okay, so when I look back over my career or my work or my life so far, when have been the high moments where I felt really energized, excited, motivated, in a passion about those things? So what was it? Where was I at that point? And what was the topic or the subject or the way of being for me? And think about those highs particularly and kind of grabbing that information. It's also something that you can ask other people about. So you can ask your friends, your family, your colleagues, like, what is it that you see that I get really riled up about, that I get passionate about, that you hear me talk about passionately? What are those things that they notice about you? Because sometimes we don't always notice it in ourselves. And I think also, there are some things that you're probably drawn to where you read a lot about it, or you listen to a lot of podcasts, or if you looked at your Google history, you might see that you're constantly sort of researching and watching. What are those things that you're drawn to?
Yes. What's the kind of pleasure-seeking orientation of your inner world, right? What are the things that it actively seeks out? And what is it that it's giving you? Yeah. So, and these don't also necessarily need to relate to the workplace right now. So if, for example, I don't know, you love going to live gigs, what is it about that activity of coming together, of hearing music, of being part of something, being outdoors? What is it? Yeah. All of that can give you levels of specific insight that can be really, really useful for feeding into your career. Because actually just having one energy battery about something that you absolutely love to do, that you get to do, that you get to surround yourself with day in, day out, is a huge boost for the times when work does get difficult or boring, or you're not so sure that you want to carry on with something. And that's why having passion is such a kind of integrated principle into a lot of definitions about ideal work. So what should we get them to do today?
I am going to challenge you to do a little reflection over your story so far and find 3 key sort of moments in your life where you were really energized and motivated by the work you were doing, and take, as Eric said, some time to think about what was the activity, what was it giving me, and how might I tweak things to bring that more into my world of work now?
Yeah,
beautiful. Tips from you?
I think that's perfect. And pop it down in the chat and we'll keep talking to you about it. See you there.
Have fun.